In 1976, two governments launched the most advanced aircraft on Earth. It was called the Concorde. It could fly faster than sound itself. There was just one problem. It was never going to make a profit. And they knew that years before it even took off. But they kept funding it anyway, for almost 3 decades. Why would two governments waste billions of dollars on something they knew was failing? The answer isn't stupidity. It's a trap built into your brain. Economists call it the sunk cost fallacy. And it's not just costing governments billions. It's costing you money right now in ways you don't even notice. Stay till the end, because once you see this pattern, you'll spot it everywhere in your own life. Let's define it properly. A sunk cost is money you've already spent, time you've already used, effort you've already put in. And here's the key part. You cannot get any of it back, not with more effort, not with more money. It's gone permanently. Standard economic theory has one simple rule for this. Sunk costs should never affect your future decisions. Only future costs and future benefits should matter. That's the textbook answer. But humans don't run on textbooks. We run on emotion. And that gap between the logical rule and the emotional reality is exactly where this fallacy lives. Let's go back to the Concorde. In 1956, engineers proposed a supersonic passenger jet. British and French governments signed on immediately. Estimated cost, about $100 million. That number was wrong. Badly wrong. Costs kept climbing every single year. And partway through, something became obvious. Even if they finished the plane, it would never turn a profit. The smart move on paper was simple. Cancel it, cut the losses. Walk away, but they didn't. They poured in more money, then more. By 1976, they'd received a $2.8 billion injection just to keep it alive. The Concorde flew anyway. It looked incredible. It became a symbol of national pride, and it lost money every single year it operated. It wasn't shut down until 2003, almost 50 years after the original plan. Here's the part that should stop you cold. The British government privately admitted the project was a disaster. They knew, the whole time, and they still couldn't walk away. So why does this happen even to governments with all the data in front of them? 3 forces are working against you. First, loss aversion. Nobel laureate Daniel Kahneman proved this with Amos Tversky. Losing something hurts about twice as much as gaining the same thing feels good. So walking away doesn't feel like saving money. It feels like losing permanently on purpose. Second, the fear of looking wasteful. Quitting feels like admitting the original decision was wrong, and admitting that is uncomfortable. So continuing feels safer, even when continuing is the actual mistake. Third, emotional attachment. The longer you're in something, the more it becomes part of your identity. Walking away doesn't just cost money anymore. It costs your sense of being right. And most people will pay almost anything to avoid that feeling. This isn't just a billion-dollar government problem. It's the gym membership you keep paying for, the one you haven't used in 4 months. It's the stock you keep holding, not because the company is strong, but because you don't want to lock in the loss. It's the failing business you keep funding, because shutting it down means admitting the last 2 years were wasted. It's the relationship you stay in, not because it's good for you, but because you've already invested so much time. Same brain, same trap, different price tag. Here's the fix, and it's simpler than you think. 1. Ask one question every time. If I were starting fresh today, knowing what I know now, would I still choose this? If the answer is no, you already have your decision. 2. Separate the past from the future. The money is gone either way. The only real choice is what happens next. 3. Track decisions, not feelings. Write down your exit point before you start, before the emotion has a chance to take over. Discipline before the storm beats willpower during it. Every time, the Concorde wasn't a failure of engineering. It was one of the most advanced aircraft ever built. It was a failure of letting go. And that exact same failure is sitting quietly in your bank account, your investments, your unfinished projects, right now. The money you've already spent is gone. The only question that matters is what you do next. If this changed how you think about your own sunk costs, subscribe.